I can't think of another time that an opposing team came to a Niner game that deep. That's as impressive.
Playoff or regular season?
Playoffs. I'm talking about
Just playoffs.
That's as impressive as I can remember. New York Giants, it wasn't as bad, 2011. The Saints, not even nowhere near that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Not even near that. Packers, even on that Saturday night, there were a lot of Packer fans, but not that. There were a lot of Detroit Lions fans. They were deep. Shocked.
They were deep. They were deep. And it made me, listen, I know people have their financial reasons and you want to flip tickets and make money and double up and it maybe pays for your season tickets.
Pricey.
They were pricey. I get it. But if you already own season tickets, and I get how pricey they are, look, man, we're a terrible economic state in the Bay Area. There's no doubt about it. Housing prices through the roof, interest rates through the roof. I get it all. But me personally, if I got a ticket to a game, especially a playoff game, I got to go. I'm not thinking about doubling up. I'm thinking about hustling and making somebody on the side. I got to go see my team in a big performance.
Where does that third quarter energy in that stadium, where does that rank for you? Because I think, for me, it's as good as any environment I've ever been in, in sports.
I think about Game 4, Benito Santiago, St. Louis Cardinals, up 2-1. Benito Santiago hits a 3-run homer to give the Giants a big lead, and they go up in the series 3-1. Next night, Kenny Lofton, David Bell, 0-2.
Yeah.
Pac Bell Park at the time was electric because the Cardinals are dominating that game. And they come back, and I was like, wow, look how the Thundersticks were going crazy, everything. Oracle Arena, they're down 20-plus to the San Antonio Spurs. Kawhi Leonard injures the ankle, but the Warriors are getting rolled. Then Kevin Durant and Steph Curry just start running 1-3, pick and roll, and started cooking. And Oracle, by the time that game was over, everybody in the media was taking Excedrin because it was just it was,
my head
whoa.
Was,
it
yesterday
was
with the speakers, I had multiple aspirins, the double strength ones.
So yesterday was up there with some of the best environments I've ever been a part of. And, I'm just thinking about Saturday night. I was at Chase Center, double overtime, and that place is cooking with the Lakers in it. And we're not going to talk about it, but I'm telling you about the environments.
I know.
I'm telling you how exhausted I am. Dealing with the Kings on Thursday, dealing with the Lakers on Saturday night, another 1-point loss. By Sunday came around, I was just like, just get me to the game. I can't handle this stuff. I'm out of energy.
And I felt like that tailgate lasted forever because I wanted to get down there and soak it in.
Yeah.
And it was a long day yesterday.
Yeah, I stopped by. I saw Worldwide Hef, Ryan, Mondo, Chris, the rest of the crew down there. Stopped by there. Then I saw you guys at Polton.
Oh,
and then we walked straight in.
For a second.
Love
your boy Worldwide. He's wearing the Niner gear with the LeBron jersey on Saturday night.
Yeah, he's a LeBron fan.
What's he doing?
He's a LeBron fan. What can you do?
I love you, Hef, but come on.
He's a Duke fan, too. That's Worldwide Hef. I mean, he was blowing me up Saturday night. I'm like, dude, I will block you if you continue to bother me about to go to St. Louis. The Lakers, man. Sorry-ass Lakers.
The Lakers.
I knew the Warriors blow a 15-point lead in the third quarter and lose an overtime, score 4 points in the last 4 minutes of the game.
Steph Curry doing his great Hulkamania ripping of the shirt moment.
Yeah. Let's go to Verducci and El Dorado Hills. I don't even want to go down that dark road right now. Verducci, what's happening?
Let me tell you something. The 916-530, it is lit. I came to church early yesterday. I had the Brock Purdy jersey. I go to the pastor. I said, please just bless this jersey. Bless the Niners, even though you're a diehard Seahawks fan. And let me tell you, I was saying the prayers at halftime. I was sprinkling the holy water. I kicked the cat out. And let me tell you, I felt that this was a moment that Papa Shasky was in. I was just visualizing if he was in that locker room, what he would say. And I'm telling you, this victory was for Papa Shasky. And let me tell you something. When you talk about a heart of a champion, it involves these characteristics: resilience, determination, perseverance, adaptability, discipline, confidence, leadership, humility. That's what our quarterback has, ladies and gentlemen. That's what he has. And let me tell you something. He's going to finish it off with his Disney story, holding up that Lombardi trophy and shutting up all those haters. And Faithful, I heard you through that television screen. I pumped up that surround sound. And Bonte, I saw you praying. And also, too, Shasky, I saw you with Patrick. And let me tell you, again, this is for Papa Shasky. I'm thinking about you. I love you. No more negativity. Brian from BPA, shut your mouth. It's all about positivity. We're winning it all, and we're going to shut down the Swiftie. I'm out.
The Swift. I haven't even begun to try to wrap my head around that.
Yeah.
But let me bring up something. B, there are times in life, sports mirrors life. There are times that it doesn't, right? Like, I don't pretend that things that you see in sports are exactly like you have it at work, because they're not. It's its own little world. But there are certain things that I look at as microcosms. I truly believe the greatest gift you can have as a trait in life is resilience. If you are born with nothing and you scrap and you fight and you keep getting knocked down and you keep getting knocked down and you keep getting knocked down and you drag yourself up and you lift yourself up out of adversity, out of poverty, out of misery, out of depression, out of abuse, whatever it is, those are the strongest people in life. And when I watch sports, my favorite attributes are those resilient people who you can never count them out. Even when you think you're going to drive the stake right through their heart, they find a way to keep scrapping and keep clawing. In baseball, it's a guy who doesn't have his best stuff, and yet he finds a way to still go 7-8 innings. And he's giving you everything he's got, even on a night where you could tell he doesn't have it. In basketball, hey, shot's not dropping, but then in the third, fourth quarter, you bring it when you need it. Kobe, Steph, LeBron, Michael Jordan. You've seen all the greats have it. Yep. In football, Mahomes, Joe Montana, Tom Brady, and now this version of the 49ers. They played an F game in the first half. They had every minute and every reason to do what the Philadelphia Eagles did and tap out. They tapped out against Tampa Bay. They're like, no, we're done. And the Niners were like, no, we're not going to tap out. We're going to keep fighting and keep clawing. Even when they just got a field goal, it was like, oh, God, you needed to get 7 here as you come out of the break. They found a way to stay optimistic and keep fighting. And yes, it's professional sports. We expect these people to just play through everything and play hard. They're also humans too. And guys get down on themselves. That team never lost their step and came out and just took over that game. It's one of the great things I've ever seen.
Here's Shanahan on his character and grit of his players.
Just the character and the grit of the guys there. I mean, you could see it on their faces at halftime. I could see it on them all week. Our guys got a lot of love for each other, and every year when the season's over, it's always a new team the next year, regardless of how many people return, and our guys didn't want this to be the last day, and we had to really fight for it to make that happen, but we pulled it off, and couldn't be more proud of the group.
Adversity. Dealing with adversity. That was as adverse as it could get. You're at home, in front of your home fans. You fought all year for that number one seed. You talked about it all season, saying we don't want to play that extra week. We need to bye week. You get the rest, and you're down 24-7 at the half. You're down 24-7 at the half. And I'm looking at the players run off the field, and I'm thinking, boy, look at Debo. He's just frustrated. I'm looking at IU. Damn, he's frustrated. Fred Warner sitting there shaking his head with no answers. And whatever was said in that locker room, at halftime, boy, they had a lot more faith than a lot of fans did. And I was coming into the game. That was during the game. Hell, at halftime, I said, damn, this is how we're going to go out, huh? This is how we're going to go out. And I was just eager to see what type of fight they would have. Like, if they would have lost that game yesterday, say they lost 31-28, it would have been heartbreaking. We would have still been going crazy or whatnot. But at least they would have fought. In that first half, I just thought, boy, can you show a little fight?
Right.
Now, they did on that last drive to keep it out the end zone. They held off for a deal. Like, if Detroit goes for it, which was, again, in that situation, kick the field goal, it would have been ballsy. But I do believe they would have scored on that fourth down. Jahmyr Gibbs literally caught a pass on the ground at the 10-yard line and ended up at the 2.
Yeah.
Like, we were not hitting. We were not flying around. And I was just like, damn. They're slow. They're stiff. They're not hungry. The old inexperienced. And it reminded me at halftime, and I tweeted this, it reminded me of the 92 Dallas Cowboys punching the Niners in the mouth.
They look
coming
like
to Candlestick Park. Younger, hungry. Jimmy Johnson had those boys buttoned up. And the Niners, who had all the pressure on them, with the ghost of Montana on the sideline sitting there in his uniform, and they wilted in that football game at Candlestick Park. It was playing out like that to me, man. I was like, damn, this is it. They showed a lot more resilience than I thought they had in them, man. They really did, man. I'm proud of this football team.
Is the guy's name Mike McDonald? Who's the guy that gets the crowd fired up? The older white guy who does "Let's go Niners."
Oh, that's my boy, Mr. Violet. Kennedy, Mr. Kennedy. Kennedy.
Mike
Jen
Kennedy?
Violet's husband.
Michael Kennedy?
Jen Violet's a good friend of mine.
That guy got the crowd so hyped up between the third and the fourth quarter.
I don't even remember.
Oh, dude.
I don't even remember.
The upper
I was in another world.
Was going off.
Yeah, I was in another world, Shasky.
I'm telling you, I've been to some great Niner games, been to some great Giants games, great Warrior games. I went to We Believe games. That was as good, that third and fourth quarter, as good as any environment I've ever been to.
So between the third and fourth quarter, Ed actually told me to sit down because I was sweating.
Oh,
I damn near hyperventilated.
I had 2 headaches.
Yeah, no, well, I didn't have any headache. She's like,
side temples, she goes, right in the middle.
She goes, you made a face and looked like you were about to just pass out because it was just mayhem, right? Zuri and Diego's next to me, and they're sitting there. Shaking me back and forth. The Logans, the Pauls, they're sitting next to me on the right side. I'm saying to myself, and Ed is like, dude, you just need to sit down for a second. You're sweating out of control. It was too much. So between the third and fourth quarter, I have no idea what happened. I may have blacked out. I legit may have blacked out.
I mean, we were down 17. Bryant Young shows up with Frank Gore. And they're going to ring the foghorn for the second half. And people were like, they weren't even paying attention.
No, we were paying attention. We just didn't care. It's just like, I was not doing any first down. My arms are crossed just sitting there watching like, I just want to see it. Show me what type of fight you got.
I mean, Pete, they were chanting for Goff in the stadium.
I know. It was loud.
It was very loud.
They were singing their touchdown song.
And they did a Let's Go Lions chant that got loud.
And we could do nothing about it.
No. It was as good of an invasion as I can remember.
Yeah, they
no, it really
deep.
was. Like, I was
they rolled deep.
Thoroughly impressed. That first half was all Lions.
I was impressed, and I was a little disappointed with our fan base.
But you know
that
what?
would never happen in Philadelphia.
30-year wait, dude.
I hear you.
30-year wait.
I hear you.
And it was ironic the way we've traveled to have someone travel into our stadium.
And take over our stadium?
Yeah.
Now it's on to Vegas, baby.
Thank God we won that game. And by the way, Vegas, who's going with me? Who's going with me?
Can I say something before we get to the lines? I get what the NFL is doing with the whole Super Bowl, and I think it's criminal that they charge nosebleeds. They're charging fans $8,000 for the top row of the stadium. We pay our money all season long. And I get it's a corporate event, but just shut out the real football fan in these games. Shame on the NFL for not giving season ticket holders or fans of these teams a bigger piece of the pie and some more affordable tickets.
Did you get the email? I got the email last night. It's not the Niners' fault, but they were like, oh, because you get the lottery, right? If you win. And I knew right away within an hour, oh, you didn't get the lottery. You didn't get your Super Bowl tickets.
No, I think it's a joke. By the way, 831. And I was at this game.
Yeah.
He's spot on, 831 on the Comcast Business Text line. Levi's atmosphere compares to Sharks Vegas Knights Game 7 in 2019.
Wow, I wasn't there.
When they came back, they were down 3-0.
I was on air with Covey while he was watching it.
They were down 3-0 in the third period. I'm watching next to Roxy Bernstein.
Oh, please explain.
Please explain. And it was the same night Damian Lillard waved bye-bye to Oklahoma City in the first round.
Oh, yeah.
And they scored four goals on that major penalty. 8-3-1. You're spot on with that. That atmosphere at the Shark Tank was unbelievable. Top 5 atmosphere I've ever been part of. Seriously, Game 7, give the Sharks their love. Give the Sharks their love. That was legit. That's a good call right there.